And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we're on podcasting apps, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Wednesday. That means film study, folks. We've got we'll be looking at literally all four of the games from last week, the divisional round of the playoffs, getting us ready for a championship Sunday. Winner of the AFC, winner of the NFC, going on to face for the Super Bowl. So we still got work to do in our NFL season. So we'll be looking at something from every game. Usually the winners, we'll probably we'll watch a little bit of the Browns as well, because I do want to kind of point out of how kind of clutch and good Baker Mayfield was down the stretch. So we got that today on the show. We'll be breaking down the two NBA games from yesterday as well, previewing the games today. We'll do our moneymaker. We've got a full slate of games, some nationally televised games. The games that were on yesterday, all on NBA TV or League Pass. So, so that's what we've got on the show today. Gonna be a good one. So let's start here with the stories, and we got a couple of good stories today. Oof, here we go. This one just broke today. Philip Rivers is retiring from the NFL, and that's kind of what we knew. He was on a one-year deal with the Colts. Wasn't looking the greatest. He had a pretty decent season overall. Not a lot of turnovers, which I definitely praise the man, but it went nowhere. First round exit of the playoffs, which is Philip Rivers' MO. It's usually second round of the playoffs if he gets there, but he still hasn't won the big game. So we knew he was going to retire. Now the Colts, all they just need is a quarterback, and they're going to be very competitive in this AFC. It does suck that the Colts are really coming alive at a time where Buffalo's really, really good. The Chiefs are really, really good, and the Ravens are really good. So, and the Browns are getting real good too. So Colts coming alive at the right time. They just need a quarterback, and they'll be fine. So with Philip Rivers retiring, now the question is Philip Rivers a Hall of Famer? I don't think so. So here's his accolades here. 8-time Pro Bowler. He's been in the league 17 years. Number 5 in career passing touchdowns. Number 5 in career passing yards. Number 5 in career completions. Number 12 in career pass rating. I don't even care about that. Get that out of here. That's not an accolade. Stop with this passer rating. I hate passer ratings. I hate QBR. It means nothing to me. I never even pay attention to it. I don't think I've ever mentioned that at all throughout this entire NFL season. I really, really do not like passer rating, so I'm gonna ignore that. He's never missed a game. That's impressive. Longevity stats are truly impressive, and I do respect longevity stats because it is real hard to condition and stay active and still competing at the highest level. I mean, we're talking about the best athletes in the world, like every single season, every single year when we're watching football games. So the fact that Philip Rivers has played 17 seasons, never missed a game, 252 straight starts, it is very impressive, and that's why he's number 5 in career passing, touchdowns, yards, completions, all that, because he's got longevity, and I respect that. That's probably the only thing I actually like about Philip Rivers' career. He was in the league for 17 seasons at, number 1 quarterback, never a backup, always the starter, always playing, never missed a game. So for all that, I definitely give him respect there. And then, the biggest accolade that is going around on Twitter this morning is that he played through a torn ACL in the 2007 AFC title game. Philip Rivers even brought up that game in his retirement letter that he sent out. You can find that on Twitter. But that's your biggest accolade, a losing game. Yeah, you played through it with the torn ACL, but it must have not been like a complete tear, maybe just a little rip, because you can't play through it like a true torn ACL. So I don't really get it, but if that's the one accolade he wants to hold on to, I guess we give it to him. So I'm gonna say, I would say no to Hall of Fame, honestly, because when you look at who was his kind of competition when he was in the league, we're talking Big Ben, multiple Super Bowl winner. Multiple? Yeah, he's got 2. multiple Super Bowl winner. Tom Brady, multiple Super Bowl winner. Peyton Manning, 2. Eli Manning, 2. Aaron Rodgers, 1. Looking for another one. Drew Brees, 1. Did I bring up the Mannings? Both Peyton, Eli, both with 2 rings. I mean, Eli Manning, come on, he's got 2 rings, and Phillip Rivers can't even get 1. And the fact that, when Eli Manning won both of his rings, he was clutch in both of those games. Big throws. I get that the catches were a little bit better than throws, but at the end of the day, he put the ball exactly in the spot where it needed to be to get caught. So we got to give Eli Manning a little bit of credit, a little bit more credit in those 2 Super Bowl wins. So Phillip Rivers, he's just a career quarterback. That's all he's got. No rings, no Super Bowl even appearances. He's never won the big game. So let's quickly here look at this man's playoff history, because that's really what it's going to boil down to. He doesn't have a ring. He's got longevity stats, but how did he look in these playoff games? And was it just the defense, just not showing up for these playoff games, or was, Phillip Rivers going absolutely insane in these games and deserves to win it, or did he flounder in all these playoff games and deserves to lose it? So here we go. All of his playoff games. We'll start here in 2006, losing first round of the playoffs, and he had a 43% completion percentage, no touchdown, 1 interception. Not a good game. That's completely up to him for a loss. They lose by 3 points there. Then we go to 2007. That was his best playoff run. He got to the AFC Championship game. Congratulations. So let's quickly run through his playoffs here in 2007. First game, 63% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Okay, I'll give you that. Second game, 73% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. All right, 2 solid games here. And then you get to the AFC Championship game where he tore his ACL and he threw 51% completion percentage, no touchdowns, 2 picks. He's kind of the reason why they lost the game there. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. You cannot be turning the ball over in the playoffs, especially the AFC Championship game. That's truly unforgivable. Alrighty, then we go to 2008, the year after that. First playoff game, 55% completion percentage, not good. No touchdowns, 1 pick, and they still win the game. So Phillip Rivers didn't win them that game, but they still won it. And then, so they get to the next round of the playoffs in 2008, and they lose the game, and he had 60% completion percentage, 308 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. That's a pretty decent game by him, but that 1 pick in a, 2-score game, holy cow, they still lost by 9, and he still threw 3 touchdowns. So, kind of once again, him not being clutch down the stretch, we've seen it throughout his entire career, and they lose the playoff game because of it. Alrighty, then 2009. 1 playoff game, 1 and done, losing to the Jets, 14-17. And look at what he did. 67% completion percentage. That's good. 300 yards. That's good. But when we look at touchdown, interception, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Come on. What do we? He's not clutch. He's not good. You're losing first round of the playoffs. Is that what we want in the Hall of Fame? I think the Hall of Fame is watered down as it is. So obviously Phillip Rivers is going to get into the Hall of Fame. I don't think anybody's really doubting that. But he really shouldn't be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't want to see him getting it in his first try. Who did they just snub like a few years back? Was it Chris Johnson? Or not Chris Johnson, Chad Johnson. Didn't they make him wait years and years? Is he even in there yet? I can't see Phillip Rivers being a first ballot Hall of Famer. I wouldn't even vote for him, honestly, to get into the Hall of Fame. First ballot, second ballot. I don't see it. So let's continue on here. So 2009. That's where we left off. So we didn't even get there in 2010, 2011, 2012, 3 years without even getting to the playoffs. And then we get to 2013, first game against Cincinnati. Congrats. You beat Cincinnati, the Bengals, with Andy Dalton. Congrats. That's a real tough playoff win there. 75% completion percentage. He only threw the ball 16 times. 128 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick. They didn't even need him to be good, and he was just accurate that game. And then in the second round of the playoffs that year, they lose. 66% completion percentage, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. So really wasn't his fault that they lost this game because they didn't turn the ball over, in a good completion percentage here. But at the end of the day, he didn't do enough. He didn't elevate the team. They lose by, 1 score. Did he just not, was he just not clutch on that last drive? We could look it up, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. But, not being clutch, we saw it. We just saw it last week. The first round of the playoffs this season against the Bills, him just not being clutch. He had a chance at the end of the game, but he didn't take it. So I'm assuming in this game here, he just was not clutch. Then, once again, wasn't in the playoffs in 2014, 15, 16, 17, a 4-year drought without getting in the playoffs, where he's back there in 2018. 68% completion percentage of the first game, no touchdowns, no picks. They win the game against Baltimore, so he didn't really win them the game there, not putting up any points himself. And then in the second round of the playoffs, they lose. Classic Phillip Rivers. It's always in the second round. And let's see what he did here. 49% completion percentage. Oh my goodness. 331 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and they get absolutely blown out by the Patriots here. But I mean, not even 50% completion. What are we doing here? Yes, he had 3 touchdowns, but that's all, red zone. Did the running game carry them there? I know this game they were getting blown out. Tom Brady was going wild. I think all these 3 touchdowns were just kind of because the Patriots were up by like 21 points in this game. So they're like, all right, let's kind of, back off our defense a little bit. And then we get this, this season's playoff game against the Bills. 58% completion percentage, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, just not clutch. So that's what we got for Phillip Rivers here. I don't think he should be in the Hall of Fame. He's going to get in there because he's got longevity. That's pretty good. That's the only real green flag about putting Phillip Rivers in the Hall of Fame. He was in the league for 17 seasons, never missed a game, just got longevity stats. But that's how I feel about Phillip Rivers in the Hall of Fame. Not a big fan of it. Alrighty, let's move on. Here we go. Ravens officially cut Mark Ingram, running back. We knew this was coming. They didn't play him in the playoff game because they didn't want to pay the man any more money. They didn't want to get hit on the salary cap, so we knew he was going to get cut, and it finally happened yesterday. So he'll be picked up by somewhere, obviously. He's great. He's a great backup. He can be a number 1 running back, and he'll be fine. Just played for the Saints, played for the Ravens, 2 great teams, and now he can lead somebody else. Alrighty, Panthers could be in the mix for Deshaun Watson. Interesting there. We know Matt Rule wasn't too happy about Teddy Bridgewater's overall performance. We read a quote at the end of the season, at the end of Week 17, when the Panthers were officially done, and Matt Rule was like, "Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater was good, but he definitely has a lot to work on," and we saw that throughout the entire season. Teddy Bridgewater made the most of what he really had there in Carolina. Good wide receivers that he really elevated into really good wide receivers. No Christian McCaffrey for the entire season. Mike Davis, pretty good as a backup, but that's what he is, a backup running back. Can't do nearly half of what Christian McCaffrey can do. Mike Davis isn't great catching the ball out of the backfield. Can't make people miss. Can't make explosive 10, 15, 20-yard runs, just catching the ball like 2 yards out of the backfield. So, Teddy Bridgewater did really, the best he could, but the one knock that we had on him was that he really was not clutch in any of the games that he played. When it was coming down to the end of half and they had a chance to, get a field goal or get some points before the end of half, and they would be at the midfield, he would take a sack, knocking them out of field goal range. He would throw an interception, always coming away with no points, and that happened at the end of games too, not just at the end of halves, at the end of games when you have a chance to go and win it or go and tie the game. He's getting knocked out of field goal position. He's fumbling the ball. He's throwing interceptions. He's not scoring in the red zone. So I understand Matt Rule's frustration, but I think he'll be fine once they get, another year under his belt. But Deshaun Watson, is he better than Teddy Bridgewater? Yes. Deshaun Watson's very, very good. I mean, we saw what he did. He led the league in passing this year for this real dysfunctional franchise that really had no great defense, no running game at all. I'll say it. That running game was pathetic this season for the Texans. So, I mean, every defense knew that they had to stop Deshaun Watson every single game, and they kind of did it, but he still led the league in passing yards. So he was still able to get some success, even though everything was against him. So I don't think the Panthers really need Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson wants to get out of Houston, so anywhere would be great for him. Him working with Matt Rule, I can see that. I am a little bit of a believer. Going into the season, I didn't really love Matt Rule, but as I saw him coach this season, I'm kind of buying into him a little bit. So we'll see what happens with the Panthers. I think they stick with Teddy Bridgewater. Once he gets Christian McCaffrey back, I really think that's really going to clean up everything, all the mistakes that Teddy Bridgewater was committing, because we didn't see really any of that when he was playing for the Saints a couple of years ago with Alvin Kamara. Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara are very, very comparable. So they'll be fine next season. I don't really think there's any weight to this. I think it's just kind of, hey, let's make a story. Oh, we haven't talked about the Panthers in a while. Deshaun Watson's hot. Let's mix the two stories together. So I don't think he's going to go to the Panthers, but he could go there. He could go there. He could. So we'll see what happens there. Alrighty. Another Deshaun Watson story, and this time back from Richard Sherman. And what team is Richard Sherman endorsing? Again, the Jets. I think we can all know where Richard Sherman wants to go this season. Every other word out of his mouth is the New York Jets, the Jets, the Jets, the Jets. We just saw the Jets hire Robert Saleh as their head coach. Richard Sherman's on the 49ers this season. Richard Sherman doesn't want to be on the 49ers next season. So, yeah, I mean, so this is the quote. This is what we get from Richard Sherman saying about Deshaun Watson. I'd get out of there as quickly as possible, as in Houston, and I'd head to New York. Come play with me and Robert Saleh. Be the quarterback. Be the face of our franchise, and I'll play great defense for you. So this could be real interesting. I would love to see Deshaun Watson on the Jets with Robert Saleh and Richard Sherman turning around the Jets instantly, and they had the number 2 pick, which they would probably have to trade the number 2 pick to Houston if they wanted even a chance at Deshaun Watson. But, if they do keep the number 2 pick, this is a total rebuild, and the Jets are possible contenders next season. So we'll see what happens here. Keep an eye on Richard Sherman to the Jets, because that's 100% where he's going. I would bet it. If you can bet that, if you can find, if that's on DraftKings or your sports book, bet Richard Sherman going to the Jets. That's all he's been talking about. Alrighty, a little update on Patrick Mahomes. So he cleared certain steps, some certain big steps from clearing concussion protocol on Monday. And he's also dealing with a foot injury, a little foot issue. We kind of saw that during the game before he got knocked out, that, he was kind of limping a little bit. He was still fast and still accurate, so it really didn't affect him too much. But now the concussion, the foot injury, and we look at, who the Chiefs have to face this week. We're all assuming Patrick Mahomes is going to go this week. I think he's going to be out of concussion protocol. He'll be fine. So I'm assuming he's going to be starting this game Sunday. But when you look at, who they have to face, the Bills, great defense. Fully healthy. Josh Allen's great to go. He hasn't been banged up all season. I don't even think he was even got injured at all at any point throughout this entire season. So you get a little banged up Patrick Mahomes. How is that? We haven't really seen Patrick Mahomes take a big shot in his entire career. So how is this first big shot of concussion? That could fuck you up. I've never had a concussion, but they don't look good. You're wobbling walking off the field. I don't want to be in that situation. I don't want to have that experience. So we'll see what happens with Patrick Mahomes. Is this really going to kind of shake him up? Is he going to really start hesitating on running? Because we saw him run against the Cleveland Browns, and he was doing it a little cockily, little sarcastically when he was running, especially on that rushing touchdown at the 1 yard line where he the play action, and then he's running, and then he just kind of stops and just slowly, because he's anticipating the defenders are going to overrun him, so he just kind of stops and little cockily stops on a dime. So we'll try to pull up the play if we can find it quick when we go into our film study. But that's what we got for Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be good. It's starting to clear concussion protocol, and still dealing with a little bit of a foot tweak. Alrighty, this one. Woof. Here we go. Lions agree to terms with Dan Campbell. We know he was in the running, and it's on a 6-year deal. The man got a 6-year deal in Detroit to be their head coach. I don't know about this. Dan Campbell, what do we know about him? He's a tight ends coach. He's the assistant coach / tight ends coach of New Orleans. He was the tight ends coach in Miami. He had the interim head coach when Philbin left in Miami. Didn't do great. Didn't really do anything. Never really impressed me as a whole coach. He's a great motivator. He's kind of like Robert Saleh, just the high energy, and I love that. That brings the whole team together. But I don't think that's the job of the head coach. Obviously, the job of the head coach is to bring everybody together, but to be screaming and barking and just really just so lively on the sideline. What head coach have we seen do that? And I understand, you can do your own thing, be your own guy, do your own thing. I understand that. But, why haven't we seen that? Just like we haven't really seen left-handed quarterbacks work well in the league. That's why I'm still a little hesitant on Tua. I love the accuracy. I think he's going to be fine. But, we haven't really seen any left-handed quarterbacks in the league be successful. We haven't really seen any high-energy head coaches. Who's the most energetic head coach on the sideline? Sean McVay is pretty good. Is that really it? Mike Tomlin, he's not really that animated on the sideline. So, I mean, there's just not a lot. So, and, he doesn't really have, he was the assistant head coach in New Orleans. So I guess that's a little experience, but this is a big commitment here. 6 years, a head coaching job, especially what you just endured with Matt Patricia, a guy with no head coaching experience, absolutely floundering on the job. Matt Stafford's, he's still, 34 around there. So he still has some few years left. Is this how you kind of want to handle his last couple of years here with like an inexperienced head coach and Dan Campbell? I don't know. I don't think it's going to work out, but I obviously wish him the best. I want the Lions to finally be successful. Jeez, I would love to see Matt Stafford win a ring. He definitely deserves it, because if he doesn't win a ring, we're going to be talking about Matt Stafford the same way that we just talked about Phillip Rivers at the beginning of the show. Yeah, you have the accolades, but at the end of the day, you don't got the ring. You don't got any deep playoff runs. So what are we doing here? So Dan Campbell, we definitely wish you the best, but I don't think personally it will work out. But I hope I'm wrong. Alrighty, and then the last story to talk about, Doug Peterson, quote, leaning toward taking 2021 off from coaching. Whoa. He's seeing all these head coaching vacancies get filled up. There's only 2 positions left, the Eagles and the Texans, and he can't go to the Eagles because he just left the Eagles. So it's really Texans, or he's going to be an offensive coordinator, and it doesn't seem like he wants to do that. We just saw Jason Garrett take an offensive coordinator job, and he's still not a head coach. I think Doug Peterson's like, I can't take a step back, because if I take a step back, I'm not going to be able to take that step forward again. So let me take this year off, see what happens, see any teams that will flounder next season that will have a head coach. And I'm starting to think about what teams right now are going to need a coach next season, or potentially will need a coach next season. So quickly, let's kind of go through teams that may need a head coaching job in 2022. Falcons, they just hired their guy. Bucks, they got Bruce Arians. I really don't see them stepping away from him. Cowboys, it really seems like they're in Mike McCarthy. Giants, they just had a new head coach last season. I don't see them really turning around in next season. Jets just got a new head coach right now. Patriots, Billy B. Does Billy B retire after next season? Possibly, but probably not. Vikings, Mike Zimmer. This is probably what Doug Peterson's looking for. I really don't know. If the Vikings don't have great success next year, Mike Zimmer is probably out. So the Vikings is a possible destination for Doug Peterson in 2022. Lions, they just got their head coach. We just talked about it, Dan Campbell. Steelers, Mike Tomlin. When Big Ben retires, maybe they just make a whole sweeping change and get rid of that. So potentially the Steelers in 2022. Browns, no, can't see that. They just got their head coach. They're not going to move off of him, and he's pretty good. John Harbaugh and the Ravens, he's going to be there basically forever, and he's going to be like Billy B. So he's already basically like Bill Belichick there. So and I don't really see John Harbaugh being done anytime soon. Bengals, they just got their head coach. Dolphins just got their head coach. Bills, they got a good one. Seahawks, they got a good one. And Pete Carroll, don't really see him retiring or being fired. If he just decides to quit, that's a possibility. He is kind of aging up there a little bit, Pete Carroll in Seattle. But I don't really see him leaving anytime soon. 49ers, I think they're going to stick with Kyle Shanahan. Cardinals, didn't they just get a coach? Yeah, they just got one. So they're good. Rams got one. Jaguars, they just hired Urban Meyer. Colts, Frank Reich. Now that is a potential job. If the Colts don't have success next year, they probably move off of Frank Reich because they do have some good pieces there. So Colts is a potential destination as well for Doug Peterson, which would probably work well for him, honestly. Kind of the same vibe as, the Eagles a little bit, that the Colts kind of put off a little bit. Titans, I still think they're going to rock with Mike Vrabel. He's doing a great job over there. Texans, that's the only vacancy really left for him this season, Doug Peterson. Raiders, John Gruden. John Gruden could be out next season, possibly. They did sign him to a big contract, so we'll see if they, uphold that. But the way that he's been running this team for the last 2 seasons, not the greatest. Chargers, they just got their head coach. They're not going to be moving off of him next season. Chiefs, Andy Reid, he'll be there forever. Packers with Matt LaFleur, he'll be there forever. Matt Nagy with the Bears, he'll probably be there for a couple more seasons. They're going to get a quarterback this season, so they'll probably give Matt Nagy at least 2 seasons with that quarterback. So Doug Peterson's not going to be able to go there. Saints with Sean Payton. I don't see Sean Payton leaving unless he's not going to go out with Drew Brees, and they've already got the replacement quarterback, so I'm sure Sean Payton's kind of safe there. Matt Rule in Carolina, that's good. Washington, they've got Ron Rivera, he's going to be there for a while, and then the Eagles, obviously, he just left there. So, what did we say the three teams were? We said the Steelers, that's a good option. The Vikings, a potential, and the Colts, a potential as well. So, Doug Peterson could have some options in 2021 if he's going to take this year off of coaching. So, we'll see. He's either going to be an offensive coordinator for Seattle or not coaching at all this year, and then in 2022, he's going to be, applying for those head coaching jobs, 3 of them. Alrighty, those are all the stories that we had to cover today. So let's transition over to the NBA very quickly. There was 2 games on yesterday. Were they good games? They were all right. Kind of close a little bit in, the first half, but then they kind of got blown up a little bit in the second half, third quarter. That's when the teams really started to take the lead. All right, so the first game that was on yesterday was Nuggets and the Thunder, and like I said, it was a kind of a close game in the first half, but then the third quarter started, and the Nuggets were hitting everything, and this OKC team, without Chris Paul, they're just a bunch of role players, unfortunately, and they don't really have any big kind of veteran leaders. They got George Hill. Is he a true leader? He's a veteran, I'll say that, but Lugan Stortz had a pretty good game, 20 points. All the starters did decently, but like we said, they don't have that superstar on their team anymore. Lugan Stortz is the leading scorer with 20. Is that great? No. Not a lot of bench play. No bench player in double digits. You get George Hill only putting up 5 or 6 points as the starting guard. So it's just this Thunder team. They don't have anybody. It's unfortunate. They got a lot of picks, but picks take time to develop, and you still need a superstar, and the Thunder don't have that. So really nothing going on here with the Thunder. Let's switch over to the Nuggets now. Jamal Murray, Jokic, that's what we're talking about. Michael Porter Jr., he's been out for the past couple of games. I think the last 10 games, honestly, because of COVID outbreak. I think he is going to start rejoining the team pretty much next game. He could be out there. So, love to see Michael Porter Jr. back in the starting lineup, but the Nuggets didn't need him this game, so very well done. We get to Jokic with the nice 27 points, 12 rebounds, doing very, very good. Jamal Murray didn't have a great game, only 5 points and 4 assists, but he did enough to get the job done because the Thunder, they're just not competitive. There's no superstar on that team, and you need at least one. Every team needs at least one superstar, and that's what's wrong with the Thunder. That's why Chris Paul was able to kind of, will them to, a decent playoff run last year in the bubble, because they had at least that one superstar in Chris Paul, a nice veteran leader on the court with all those young guns. Now he's gone, and they're floundering back. So unfortunate there, but very well done to this Nuggets team. Look at this bench contribution here. JaMychal Green, 10 points. P.J. Dozier, 11 points. And Monte Morris with 15 points. That's all solid contribution there, all kind of helping Jamal Murray out a little bit with his only 5 points. So the Nuggets get the win, 119-101 over the Thunder. And then the second game pretty much played out exactly how the other game played out. Close in the first half, third quarter hits. That's when the Jazz get that big lead, and they hold on to it for the fourth quarter. So Jazz get the win, 118-102 over the Pelicans. Zion had a pretty good game, 32 big old points, but nobody else shows up except maybe Brandon Ingram, and that's what we know about this team. They got the big players, but they all don't play well. Lonzo Ball, Eric Bledsoe floundering a little bit. Steven Adams didn't have a great game, 6 points, 9 rebounds, never got to the line, so that's not great, but they got some good pieces here. They just really need to start playing together. Stan Van Gundy's doing his best to get all these kind of younger players, some kind of role players in other systems. Lonzo Ball, Eric Bledsoe, just a bunch of role players just trying to come together. And they got the pieces. They got the nice, strong veteran leadership in Steven Adams. Zion Williamson's a great talent. Brandon Ingram has really kind of turned around his game here in New Orleans. He had a pretty good game, as we said. 17 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Didn't shoot great, 44% overall, but not terrible. So definitely need Lonzo Ball to start stepping up a little bit more. He only had 7 points and 4 assists. That definitely needs to change. Let's talk about their bench right now. Any big bench contribution? We get JJ Redick, the fraud that he is. I'm real getting sick of JJ Redick still being in the league. Only 6 points off the bench. Josh Hart, 8 points off the bench. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, 9 points off the bench. Now, all those players that I just named, all those 3 bench players have the ability to go and score 10 to 12 to 15 points off the bench on a given night. So at least that's good. And they did they ended up losing the game, so they didn't do just enough. So definitely need, your star players. I mean, you can't have 3 of your starters not in double digits. You're not going to win games like that. So Pelicans, they got a good squad. They'll be good, but they definitely need, these earlier, 14 games. Let's see another 14 to get a little bit even better. So this team will start to progress throughout the season. So don't bail on this Pelicans team. Once they get Zion right and Brandon Ingram starts to be a little bit more consistent and Lonzo Ball starts to step up as a true point guard, they'll be fine. They'll be a good team. Alrighty, let's go to the Jazz now because we got, who do we got? We got our 6th man of the year, Jordan Clarkson, on it, and he had 18 big old bench points. That's what we love to see. He's our, front runner so far as the 6th man. So very well done to him. Rudy Gobert doing Rudy Gobert things, 13 points, 18 rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds. That's absolutely fantastic. Donovan Mitchell doing what Donovan Mitchell does, 28 points, 4 assists, very well done. And he shot 60% from the field. Holy cow, that's really good. Mike Conley, 6 points, shot 28%. Not great, but did just enough because they've got other good pieces. So Jazz trying to slowly climb back to where they were last year in the bubble. Nuggets doing the same thing here. So it's kind of interesting that we got Nuggets and Jazz, both winners yesterday. Alrighty, let's quickly try to do a little bit of an NBA moneymaker for today's game. We got a couple of nationally televised games and some good ones. What are they? Let's go to it. Today is Wednesday, so the 2 games on are 76ers and the Celtics. That's a 7 o'clock game on ESPN. That's going to be a great one. And then the later game, 9:30 on ESPN, is Rockets and Suns. And I'm really looking forward to this Rockets team. The Suns, we get to watch Chris Paul and Devin Booker work. And for the Rockets, we get to see Victor Oladipo. Not 100% sure if John Wall will be playing. I hope he does. Let's see if we can preview this real quick because that will make an impact if we take the game or not. See if we get anything here, anything quick. If we don't see it quick, we'll move off of it. I'm not seeing anything right off the rip, unfortunately. Unfortunately. So we'll try to keep an eye on that. Look on your Twitter feed. Definitely follow this account. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. I think it's called like NBA Fantasy Labs. They're really good. As soon as the information's out there, I actually kind of see them post it, before Woj sometimes. So definitely give them a follow. If you bet heavy in basketball and, you want to see the lines and who's out, who's actually going to be playing, definitely follow that. Great account here on Twitter. Can't find it real quick, but it is called NBA Fantasy Labs, I believe. All right, so here we go. Let's get these lines up to date here and see if we get any great value. So here we go. Nets, Cavs, and the Nets are -10. Kyrie Irving is going to be playing this game, so you get the big 3 all together first game. We're going to take it. We're going to take the 10. We'll swallow the 10. I mean, we have to, right? We're talking KD, James Harden, Kyrie Irving all together for the first time. We got to take it. We got to take the Nets -10 here. We'll swallow the points. They're going to win, hopefully. I mean, they have to win, right? It's their first game all together. It's gonna be a good one. So, got to take the Nets -10 here. All right, Celtics and 76ers, and it's 76ers -4.5. Little interesting there. I think the Celtics will be a little bit competitive, but I'm not sure if Jason Tatum is going to play. He didn't play in their last game, and that is a huge out if the Celtics do not have Jason Tatum. They don't have as many shooters as they did last season. They get Kemba Walker back, but he didn't look great, and I still think he's going to be on some minutes restrictions a little bit. So, going to stay away from taking the Celtics here, especially on the road. So we don't see any real great value there. All right, Mavericks, Pacers +1. Mavericks have really been floundering this season, while the Pacers have been continuing where they left off last year before the bubble. So Pacers +1 looking pretty good. We'll come back to it to see if we get anything else, but that is a pretty good game. I do think I like the Pacers here. Pistons, Hawks. Pistons have been absolutely not good. Hawks have been pretty good. They big fan of what Trae Young has been doing this season. Blake Griffin has been absolutely floundering. They've got no big playmaker, so we are going to be taking Atlanta Hawks -4.5. I like that. Pistons, they're not competitive every single game. They're on the road. Once again, not competitive. Alrighty, Heat Raptors. Heat +4.5. I don't think they're going to have Jimmy Butler again, and that's not a huge, out, but it's a huge out in terms of what he kind of brings to what his leadership on the court. Not, the best scorer on the team, not even, the number one scoring option, I would say, on the team, but he does bring a nice leadership and a nice little diversion on the court. Hey, Jimmy Butler's on the court. We still got to guard him because, he can get to the bucket easily. So Raptors -4.5 here. They are starting to kind of climb back up to what they've been doing. As we said, what are they on, like a 3-4 game winning streak these past couple of games? So that's great for them. Heat +4.5. It is a little tempting here, because they still got great shooters: Goran Dragic, Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, Bam Adebayo. They're all great. So I actually think even without Jimmy Butler, we're going to take the Heat plus the points here. I'm not going to trust the Raptors 100%. We still see poor shooting performances even in their wins. So we're going to take the Heat +4.5 here. I think that's pretty decent value. Alrighty, Magic and the Timberwolves. Magic trending up. Timberwolves absolutely pathetic as a team. I think they're the worst in the league. I know they're worst in the West, East, wherever they play. It doesn't matter. They're not going to make the playoffs anyway. So really, really, really not a good franchise. But this line is throwing me off a little bit here. It's kind of making me think that a big Orlando Magic player is not playing, with them only being -3. So I will say I do like Magic -3 or -3.5 if all their players are playing. But if they're not, then I stay away from the game. So keep that in mind. Kind of follow this line. Follow who's in and who's out throughout the day. Because that is kind of the one bad thing about basketball and us coming, live at, noon, game time decisions and players being out. That's really not officially announced till like 5, 7 o'clock, an hour before the game, 2 hours before the game. So it is a little bit harder to do, a true moneymaker, but, we're still doing it. We still stand behind all these picks right here. But, keep this in mind if you do like the Orlando Magic. The -3.5 is pretty good there, but we can need some more information on who's actually out and who's actually in. All right, let's keep going here. Suns and Rockets, and it's going to be Rockets +6. Ooh, that's real tempting. Ooh, what did the Rockets just do last 2 nights ago? We talked about it. I know they lost the game, but how did they lose? Was it close? Let's quickly try and take a look here. Alrighty, Rockets, their last meeting against the Bulls, they lost by 5. Alrighty, on the road, not the greatest. So, once again, I do kind of want to see John Wall playing for the Rockets before we start taking them in our moneymaker. So we are going to kind of stay away from the Suns-Rockets game. It's going to be a good one to watch, but I'm going to stay away from betting it. Kings, Clippers -10. That should be solid. We're going to stay away from it, though. We already got a 10, swallowing 10, and we already got 3 decently solid picks. So not going to swallow another 10 here. Spurs, Warriors, gonna be a good one. Warriors coming off a huge win against the Lakers. Spurs coming off, pretty solid wins here. I think they just won their Monday matchup. So Warriors -1. I don't think it's great value. I think the Warriors win, but I would have liked, I would have liked them with the points. I really thought they would have been getting points here, like 2 or 3. So I think the Warriors win, but I'm gonna stay away from it because I don't think that's great value. I think there's other better value here. Because the Spurs team is good on defense, and they got the coach, and they got the players, and they can win any given game. And we saw the Warriors against the Lakers, always down. They had to come back every single time. Now everything fell, all the buckets fell. That's why they came back. But they don't always fall. So we'll stay away from Spurs, Warriors. And then the last game, it's a pick'em. Grizzlies, Blazers. We know the Blazers are struggling without Nurkic and CJ McCollum still, so it's going to come down to Damian Lillard and Carmelo Anthony. What else do they got on that team? I know they got another scorer that I am forgetting. But, with all those players out, those 2 big names, the big beef down low in Nurkic, a nice little, perimeter shooter in CJ McCollum, can't be taking this Blazers team for a while, so we stay away from that. So our 3-teamer here for our moneymaker is going to be Nets -10, Hawks -4.5, Heat +4.5. The odds are +582. So you throw 100 on there and you're walking away with basically $500. 682 in total with your 100 back. So that's what we got today on our moneymaker. Alrighty, let's switch gears back to the NFL, and we've got to do our Wednesday film study, questioning narratives, looking at players. Should we be buying teams, players more? Should we be selling teams, players more? That's what we're going to be finding out here on our film study, and we're going to be looking at something from all 4 games, folks. So without further ado, let's start here with Rams, Packers, and what we're going to do. Aaron Rodgers had the best performance of the night. We know he's going against Tom Brady, who hasn't had the greatest completion percentage these last 2 games in the playoffs, barely cracking 50%, while Aaron Rodgers is slinging it around, looking good, 300 yards, multiple touchdowns, completion percentage at least 60%. So that's all good. So we do kind of want to keep tabs on Aaron Rodgers. What is his arm looking like? Because we are going to watch Tom Brady, after this and see what his arm's looking like. So let's compare the arms. Which quarterback should we be buying going into this week's matchup? So let's start here. We're going to be looking at the Packers' first quarter touchdown drive, which I believe was a little bit of a long one. A nice 14 play, 69 yards. So how are they picking it up? How is Aaron Rodgers looking? Is he, consistent on these passes? So let's start the tape here. Get it queued up at 14:29 left in the first quarter. And then we'll move on to, I believe, another Packers drive. I think we're watching 2 Packers drive. First quarter drive, third quarter drive, both different. This first quarter one's a little bit longer, 14 plays. And I believe the other one we're going to watch is 6 plays, about 75 yards. So big plays. Let's see that. Let's see the dink and dunk plays. Let's see that. Let's see how this team is winning and how Aaron Rodgers is looking on a consistent basis on long drives. Was it a long drive because he was, incomplete, and then the rushing game saved them? So that's something that we are going to try and keep tabs on as we go over this first drive. Alrighty, so here we go, 4:29 in the first quarter, tie game at 3-3. Packers starting on their own 15-yard line, and first play is just a run up the middle with Aaron Jones. I mean, perfect. He had 90 yards this game. All right, coming back to it on second down with another run. I mean, we know this drive is 14 plays, so, pretty much run heavy so far, to be expected. Making it third and what? Third and one? All right, let's see what they do on 3rd and 1. Do they trust Aaron Rodgers to sling it for 1 yard? Are they going to rely on this running game again for 3 straight plays? They run it again, and oh boy, are they confident. They're like, I don't care if this Rams defense is the number 1 defense in the league. 3 straight running plays, first down, no worries. Let's keep it going here because we now they're going to be playing the run, so Aaron Rodgers, free pass downfield. Let's see if we get it. Here we go. There it is, coming back to it. After the first down, play action, getting Aaron Rodgers rolling out to the right, finding, I believe that's Robert Tonyan for 9 yards. Run is opening up the pass here. And, I mean, let's watch Aaron Rodgers move. I mean, this is great. Getting him rolling out on the throwing on the run. So here it is. Nice rollout, looking good. Absolutely perfect pass. That arm's looking good. The mobility's looking good. So we are going to have to kind of compare that to Tom Brady when we get to that game in that segment. Because they're matching up on Sunday, folks. They're matching up. Green Bay, Bucks, winner, Super Bowl. So we'll see. Here we go, back on 2nd and 1, and they run it again. They know they can run this ball without worries. 3, 4, 5 yards a carry, easy money. Alrighty, Aaron Rodgers at midfield, commanding the line of scrimmage, as he does so well. Here we go. All right, another little play action. Dumps it off a little bit. And it still picks up 5-6 yards. Once again, this is just a little dink off by Aaron Rodgers. So, the accuracy was good. So 2nd and 4 now. All right, nice little pitch over there. And oh my goodness, they can't even bring him down. They stopped the running back like 2 yards short of the first down, but he keeps on going. We got to watch this one again. Woof, takes the big hit, stays on his feet. There was 3 defenders that could not even bring that man down, and they still pick up the first down. Holy moly. No wonder why this Packers team won this game. They're running the ball literally down the best defense in the league's throat and are not even apologizing for it. Alrighty, so that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Packers are still driving here right over midfield at the Rams 39-yard line, and they're continuing to run the ball, and that time they stop them for only a 3-yard gain. The best stop of the day so far. And here it is. It's snowing here in Green Bay. I mean, Tom Brady, he's not going to be ready for it, folks. Well, maybe because he played in New England his entire career, but I know he doesn't want to be playing with it. Alrighty, Aaron Rodgers was incomplete on this ball. Didn't step into it, just kind of flung it with the arm strength, and that's why it's incomplete. We'll watch it one more time here. Couldn't really step up into the throw, felt the pressure a little bit, felt the pocket collapsing, and just throws it away. And it looks like they may get bailed out by a penalty here. Oh, they get Aaron Donald, an absolutely crucial penalty, personal foul, 15 yards for the Packers, and they were looking at 3rd and 7 if not for that penalty. So a little bit of a bailout here by the Packers, not something that we love seeing. Alrighty, and then they're back to the ground game, and it gets 3 yards again. Absolutely just running down their throats and just cannot do anything to stop it. Alrighty, 2nd and 6, actually picked up 4 yards on that run, even better. Alrighty, Aaron Rodgers in the red zone. We know this man is surgical. We know this man is precise. So let's see a true surgeon in the red zone. Bing, bang, boom. Easy 6 yards, first down. Too simple. Alrighty, now on the 9-yard line, does Aaron Rodgers punch it in here? Nah, they got to go back to the running game for another time. This time it only gets 2 yards, though, so they're starting to get it. They're starting to bring down the run game, but this is when Aaron Rodgers brings out the passing game. Let's see if this is going to be a passing touchdown. They're going to run it again, and it gets all the way down to the half-yard line. This running game, oh my goodness. Good luck. Good luck, Bucs, with your defense. That's decently at stopping the run, but this Rams defense was the number 1 overall defense. And then look at this absolutely magnificent throw. We're going to have to slow it down because it's this quickly. You get Devontae Adams, his favorite wide receiver weapon, in motion. It's man defense. Jalen Ramsey's trying to catch up to him. And as soon as this ball snapped, he knows where he's going with it. Literally just flips his shoulders and slings the heck out of this ball, and it gets there in time to spare. I mean, Aaron Rodgers could have waited another full second. That's how quickly he got this ball out. Very well done. I don't know if Tom Brady would be able to kind of put this zip and velocity on the ball. We know that he does go to Mike Evans on the 1-yard line a lot, which is kind of similar of what they kind of scheme here in Green Bay of what we just saw. But the way that Aaron Rodgers just zipped this ball out, let's see if we can see it one more time here. We just kind of said it. Just kind of focus on Aaron Rodgers. Don't watch Devontae Adams. He gets open, and they're not even going to show Aaron Rodgers throw the ball there. So here it is. Just literally just pop his shoulders, fling it right there. Patrick Mahomes does it well. Aaron Rodgers does it well. I don't know if there's another quarterback that can sling it that quickly out there. That's absolutely beautiful. I love that. Alrighty, so we saw a nice, long, methodical drive, really only running game there. Aaron Rodgers just taking everything the defense gives them. Nothing was over like an 8-yard pass. So, let's see another drive here. This is 6 plays, 75 yards. So hopefully we get a big throw by Aaron Rodgers here. So let's cue up this play. 15 minutes start of the third quarter coming right out of the gate. Firing. Alrighty, here we go. Alrighty, so Packers up 19-10, starting on their own 25-yard line, and they go right back to the running game, and there it is. There's the big play that sets up this short field. Holy cow. Getting brought down all the way down to the 15. An absolutely magnificent run, folks, and that just makes Aaron Rodgers' job that much easier, because if you have to defend the run, you're going to be giving up the pass, because now you're on man defense, maybe even only single high safety if there is one, because I'd be selling out for the run every single down. I'd be like, all right, y'all corners better lock up, because you're going to have no safety help over the top, because we need those safeties to plug up the holes for the running game. I mean, absolutely magnificent run here. Holy moly. Alrighty, let's see this. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers back in the red zone at the 15-yard line. We get 5 plays down here, so let's see what they run. First play is going to be a pass. Aaron Rodgers. Oof, just a little bit too much on this one. Stepping up, really nothing open, just took a shot at the end zone. No chance at it being picked off. No chance at it being batted by a defender. Only chance as an incomplete pass or, a receiver makes an incredible diving, unheard of catch. So we can live with that incompletion by Aaron Rodgers. Alrighty, back to 2nd and 10 on the 15. Let's go back to the running game, because it's been working so well, and it works again. Back to 9 yards, folks. It's not just Aaron Rodgers, folks. It's not just Aaron Rodgers. It's this run game, folks. This Packers run game is deadly. We're just seeing it here now. Well, we saw it on the first drive, and we're seeing it again here, continuing out through the entire game. That first drive was in the first quarter. This next drive's at the start of the third quarter. They're doing it throughout the game when it matters, not when, they've blown open the game. The game's already over. Big lead. Rams can't do anything. 2.3 possessions, 3 possessions, 2 possession game, and they're still running the ball before that. So well done. 3rd and 2, and they run the ball. They're like, we're just going to pick it up on the ground. They are pounding this Rams team. Gosh darn. Woo. I did not think it was this bad rewatching it here. And then they run it again, getting down to the 1-yard line. Alrighty, and then we're going to watch it one more time, another run. Why not? Why not? And they power it in. The Rams couldn't stop the run all game, so why stop now? Running it on the 1-yard line, 2-yard line, 3-yard line, and it just works. So a little disappointing that we didn't really get to see Aaron Rodgers, but, it's not just Aaron Rodgers carrying the Packers to these 13 wins that they have. This one playoff win, because they had the bye. This one playoff win that they have, and Aaron Rodgers' stats are still speaking for themselves. 23 of 36 for 296 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Being a game manager at quarterback, that's the best situation you could be in. All they have to do is deliver the short ball 10 yards down the field, and let the run game and defense do everything else. So absolutely very well done here by the Packers. Alrighty, now let's go to our next matchup. Ravens and the Bills, and we're gonna watch. What are we watching here? We're watching the Bills' first quarter field goal drives. A little disappointing that the Bills only put up 17 points. A little disappointing. I get that the Ravens defense is good, but we still want to see a little bit more production here by the Bills offense. So we're going to watch these 2 field goal drives in the first quarter. Why did they stall? Why did they have to settle for field goals? Was it Josh Allen not being accurate, missing some throws? Was it just maybe the play calling? 3rd and 1, they couldn't pick it up. 3rd and 2, they couldn't pick it up on the run. Or was it Josh Allen? So let's take a look at this, and then we'll watch, their actual touchdown drive and see what that's all about. All right, so let's queue up this play. We're going to start here at 14:46. Is that, 4:46, right? Yeah, I was going to say 14:46. I was like, dang, the Ravens only had a possession that went for like 15 seconds. Alrighty, so 4:46 into this Bills-Ravens game. So let's get this queued up. Alrighty, here we go. 4:44. Alrighty. starting at great field position and a very nice punt return, starting on, the Ravens' 38-yard line. So definitely disappointing that they had to settle for a field goal here. When you get prime field position, you can't be coughing it up. At least they got some points out of it, but we need to see the 7, especially in the playoffs. So let's kind of see what happens here. Why did it stall? Why did this offense stall? So first play, Josh Allen, bingo, bango, Stephon Diggs for 15 yards. They've been doing this all season. That's a huge drive starter here. Now it's even more concerning that this drive stalls. First play, 15 yards, picks up the first, starting on, now down to the 22-yard line of the Ravens. Josh Allen out of the pocket, trying to buy all the time, nothing open, and he just throws it away. Oh, a flag. What do they call? Roughing the passer? Oh, my goodness. So even better field position, and they still don't capitalize on a touchdown. Oh, this is not good. This is definitely not something I want to see. All right, let's see. Josh Allen in the red zone, not capitalizing on touchdowns. This is not good. Let's see what we get here. 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line of the Ravens. Play action pass. Gets tipped at the line of scrimmage. Just trying to go out to John Brown there on a nice little swing route. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. Here we go. Once again, a wide receiver screen to Devin Singletary, and it gets 1 yard. Very conservative here with the play calling. We saw week 1, a lot of trickery. Week 2 here in the playoffs, a lot of dink and dunk. You got to push it downfield a little bit. I know you're in the red zone, so you don't have a lot of field to play with. But now we're looking at 3rd and 10 from the 11-yard, or 3rd and 9 from the 10-yard line. Let's see what they draw up here. What are they going to take a shot at the end zone, or is it going to be another dink and dunker? Let's see. 3rd and 9, Josh Allen. Play action. Oh, man, and he tries to hit, who is that? Davis over the middle of the field of the end zone, and it looked like it was a good pass, folks. I think he may have just dropped it. Let's see if we get another replay here. Hopefully we get a replay from the back of the end zone. We'll be able to see something real good from there. Oh, that's a beautiful ball by Josh Allen. Oh, man, it's just dropped. Oh, Josh Allen. All right, so we really don't have to worry. It was just a bad drop. Josh Allen, an absolutely beautiful dart in the red zone, in the end zone, and the accuracy was absolutely magnificent. Holy cow. All right, that makes me feel a lot better rewatching this. That was just, you couldn't have thrown it any better than that, truly. All right, so that's very good. That's very good. So they had to settle for 3 there because of the drop. So now let's watch this other field goal drive. Why did this one stall? Is it another drop? Is Josh Allen still looking good? So let's cue this drive up. 7-play, 38-yard drive, resulting in a missed field goal. Not great. So a lot of missed field goals this game. What did the Ravens miss 2? Bills missing 1. Got to get the good kicking game, folks. Come on. So 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Let's cue up this next drive. Alrighty, here we go. Bills up still 3-0. They're on, once again, great starting field position on their own 37-yard line. So here we go. Josh Allen drops back to pass. Very, very clean pocket. He's going deep. Oh, no. Overthrows Stephon Diggs by a lot. Whoa. I think that's the first overthrow we've seen of Josh Allen all season. Woof. That's bad. That's bad. Unfortunate. Stephon Diggs had easily, 5 yards of separation here? Easy 5 yards of separation there. Damn. Josh Allen, unfortunate there. That's not too concerning, though. We know Josh Allen's pretty accurate. That one just definitely got away from him, unfortunately. And I think if, he gets that ball back this week against the Chiefs, he'll hit it. Alrighty, here we go. 2nd and 10, empty backfield for Josh Allen. Let's see what he does here. escapes the pressure, rolling out to the right, and there he goes. Who does he find this time? John Brown on the sideline for the first down. So actually, this is real good by Josh Allen here. He just overthrew a deep ball, didn't let it fluster him, came back, nothing open. Let me just take the underneath route, the open route, and live with it. This is perfect. Rolling out of the pocket, he could have made a real unfortunate throw. A makeup throw. Hey, I missed this one. I'm going to try and squeeze this one in here because I'm a little frustrated. Let me try and get it back, something like that. And he just takes the check down. And it's not even really a check down. It's a really good throw that he made on the sideline, tight for the first down. That was just absolutely perfect. That was great. So far, we're really seeing no flaws here by Josh Allen. Here we go, next ball, and he's back to throwing absolutely beautiful balls, folks. Holy moly. This man can absolutely sling it, folks. This is a beautiful ball, back to John Brown on the sideline. Nice little out route. And 2 feet down. Beautiful. They're going up tempo a little bit. Josh Allen's back, gonna sling it again. And this isn't a bad ball. You get a one-on-one matchup, back shoulder throw. It's just incomplete. Once again, no chance at it being picked, no chance at it being batted for a potential, tip up in the air. It's just either incomplete or the receiver makes a fantastic catch on the ball. This one falls incomplete. They'll live for another down. And that's why the Bills have been having so much success this season, especially in the playoffs, because Josh Allen is not turning the ball over. We just saw Drew Brees throw 3 interceptions and lose the game. Josh Allen's not doing that. Here we go. We get a nice little setup screen. It only goes for 2 yards. It looked like he slipped a little bit. Alrighty, so we get 3rd and 8 here. Is this why the drive stalls? They went for a screen that didn't get on anything. Now we get 3rd and 8. Empty backfield for Josh Allen on the Ravens' 29-yard line. Let's see. I really want to see Josh Allen complete this pass, though. I don't want to see him go, incomplete here on 3rd and 8. That's why they have to settle for the field goal. So here he goes. Steps up into the pocket, and then he just takes off. Ooh, not the best decision here. There's no way he's going to be able to pick up all 8 yards on this run. This linebacker's right on him, forcing him out of bounds, and he just kind of voluntarily goes out of bounds. So not the best decision by Josh Allen. If they were going to go for it on 4th down, and this was kind of, the setup of Sean McDermott, hey, we got 2 plays, so take it, 3rd and 8, try to get it to, 4th and 2, 4th and 3, something like that. But he just kind of takes off with it. If nothing was open, that's fine, but, not the best decision there to try and pick up the 1st down and, you're already in field goal position. So not the best decision making there, but that's only one play. Everything else has really been flawless. The ball, the placement, the accuracy, the throwing power, it's all been great. So don't think we have to worry about Josh Allen this week. He's looking real good. Alrighty, let's switch over to Josh Allen's matchup this week against the Chiefs. So here it is, our next matchup, Chiefs-Browns. What do we got in this one? We're going to watch the Chiefs' 2nd quarter field goal drive, and then we're going to shout out the Browns a little bit, watching their last drive, their last touchdown drive, and their last drive. We'll kind of pick apart their last drive a little bit because I really did not like it, but I did like what Baker Mayfield did on their last touchdown drive. So we're going to cover all of that. So here we go. We are going to queue up these field goal drives once again. Why are these drives stalling for the Chiefs? I mean, the Browns defense actually played really well. If you look at what they held the Chiefs to, yeah, they got, 2 touchdowns early, but then they really started to lock up, forcing a field goal, another field goal, missing a field goal, another field goal, the interception. So everything besides those first 2 drives were basically field goal attempts by the Chiefs, and that allowed the Browns to be competitive in this game, only losing by 5 and not getting absolutely blown out. And, Patrick Mahomes didn't even go down until like midway, like 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. So he did play the most of the bulk of this game. He was still kind of the reason. He was still out there when they were forcing field goals in the 2nd quarter, in the start of the 3rd quarter. So I don't want to hear that, the Chiefs or the Browns only didn't get blown out because Patrick Mahomes went down. No, the Chiefs started to lock up defensively even when Patrick Mahomes was out there. So I want to try and dispel that narrative a little bit here. So let's see why these drives stalled here by the Chiefs, and then we'll move on to the Browns. So queuing up these 2 2nd quarter field goal drives. Start here at 9:38 in the 2nd quarter. And see why, just like we did with the Bills, why did these drives stall? It wasn't because of Josh Allen, just kind of some unfortunate play calling. So we'll see what happens with the Chiefs here. Was it because of Patrick Mahomes or just unfortunate play calling? Alrighty, here we go. So second quarter, 9:38. Chiefs already up 13-3, starting on their own 15-yard line. They're going to start with the run as well. Nice little 4-yard pickup there. Pretty good. Alrighty, 2nd and 6. Patty Mahomes. What do we got? This one's a little bit of a longer drive as well, a little 14 play, so expect a lot of dink and dunk, a lot of running. And this is what we get, just a nice little 6-yard pickup there to Tyreek Hill, picking up the first down, getting more downs, getting more plays. That's how you score the ball. 1st and 10 after picking up the first down. I mean, this is just too simple, folks. Pitch and catch. First, it was Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill on that last play. Now it's easy pitch and catch. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce here for like 15 yards. No problem. We can watch Patrick Mahomes escape the pressure a little bit here. Not even too much pressure. He just decides to run out to the right because he can. because he can. So absolutely magnificent here by Patrick Mahomes. Alrighty, 1st and 10 on the 41-yard line. Patrick Mahomes just slinging it out. And once again, just these quick, out of your hands quickly within like less than a second and a half. And it picks up 7 yards because that's what the Chiefs are. They're speedy, they're athletic, they're agile, they are quick. That's why, it took the Browns a little bit to kind of figure out the defense or figure out the offense a little bit, figure out how to stop it. Here it is. They're back to the running game. It picks up 10 yards. Easy. Alrighty, back to the running game again, and it's again too easy. 6-yard pickup. We get a flag here, holding on Kansas City, so it backs them up a little bit. Alrighty, 1st and 18. Now we get to see the Chiefs kind of overcome this, or maybe they don't. That's why the field goals or the drive stalls. They're at the 50-yard line. Patrick Mahomes tries to get it out quickly, and it's incomplete, so 2nd and 18. Back to 2nd and 18. Patrick Mahomes, a nice little flip there to Tyreek Hill. And then yards after the catch, only picks up about 2 yards, but makes it a 3rd and manageable. A flag. Oh, the Chiefs are getting beefed here on this drive. Another flag going against them, making it 2nd and 23. Oh, my goodness. Can they overcome it? Patrick Mahomes dropping back. Fires it right over the middle, back to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. It picks up a ton of yards. Now it's going to be 3rd and 6. 3rd and 8. Here we go. Let's see if Patrick Mahomes can pick this bad boy up. Drops back to pass. Clean time to throw, escapes the pocket, and just decides to run with it and picks up 10 yards, 11 yards. Too easy. You still got to respect the run a little bit, and this is where he comes up hobbling a little bit. Like we said at the top of the show, dealing with the concussion and the foot injury, and we are kind of seeing it here late 2nd quarter. Alrighty, back to the pass. Browns try to undercut it, just falls incomplete. Little short anyway. Wouldn't have been caught. Already 2nd and 10. Patrick Mahomes trying to fire the deep ball, and it's overthrown again. A little bit, underthrown the first play on the last play. Overthrown on this play is the foot injury getting to him. Not able to kind of set his feet good. 3rd and 10. Here we go. We just had 2 straight passes by Patrick Mahomes. Couldn't pick it up. They take a timeout. All right, back to 3rd and 10 after the timeout. Patrick Mahomes getting pressure, dinks it down, and the Browns play it absolutely perfectly. So that's why the drive stalls. Short pass by Patrick Mahomes, long throw by Patrick Mahomes. Try to set up the screen, and the Browns sniff it out to perfection. So unfortunate that the drive stalls there. A little bit on Patrick Mahomes, a little bit. Passing plays that he couldn't, pick up. All right, so let's go to the very next drive that they had. 9 plays, 70 yards, and once again, this one ends up with a field goal as well. So Let's set this one up. What is it? 134 left in the second quarter. Alrighty, here we go. 134. Patrick Mahomes starting on his own 20-yard line. Once again, just kind of flips it over the middle. Easy. It's up-tempo. They're trying to get something before the end of halves. Going towards the sideline. Browns just kind of keeping everything in front of them, allowing the dink and dunk a little bit. And that's what they've been doing here these last two plays. So they got out of bounds, stops the clock. So now we get Chiefs on the 36-yard line looking to drive. Patrick Mahomes getting pressured and just tries to dump it off to Tyreek Hill for about 2 yards, but he can't handle the ball, unfortunately. All right, off the incompletion, 2nd and 10. Once again, a nice little dink off, only for 2 yards, and the Browns play it absolutely perfectly, just allowing everything underneath. Chiefs are going up-tempo again. It's 3rd and 7. Let's see them pick this bad boy up again. And woo! A ball thrown over the middle to who else but Tyreek Hill, folks. This man is super great, folks. I'm telling you, he's in my easy top 3 of wide receivers, and I would make the argument that he is the best wide receiver in the league, folks. So the Chiefs pick up the first down. They take a timeout. Now only 30 seconds left. They just crossed midfield. You can never, if there's 1 second on the clock, the Chiefs, that's still too much time for them. Empty backfield. Steps up in the pocket. Browns have a quarterback spy on them, but they leave Travis Kelce wide open, and Patrick Mahomes just makes an absolutely beautiful throw, trying to get up to the line of scrimmage to clock it. They do. 14 seconds left on the 25-yard line of the Browns. This is why the drive's probably going to stall here. There's just not enough time. They get one play. Tyreek Hill, dump it down. They get 10 yards, 15 yards down to the 10. But, now you got to take the timeout and just settle for the field goal. So that's why the drive stalled there. They just kind of ran out of time. So we get one drive stall by kind of Patrick Mahomes missing a couple of throws, and then they stall on this drive because of the just running out of time before half. So once again, not too concerning by Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs team. We know what this Chiefs team is and what they can do. They're explosive. They're good. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's Tyreek Hill. It's Travis Kelce. You can't cover all 3 of them. If you cover the 2 wide receivers, Patrick Mahomes is just going to run on you and pick up 5-7 yards. If you cover one wide receiver, he goes to the other. If you cover Patrick Mahomes, you can only probably cover one of those wide receivers because Tyreek Hill is too quick and Travis Kelce is just too big. So you got big, you got quick, you got speed, you got shiftiness, you got the arm power. It's just too much to defend. And the Browns, they tried their best, and they still couldn't do it. So let's watch this last touchdown drive by the Browns. They go for it, I believe, a lot here on 4th down. So we can see a lot of clutchness by Baker Mayfield on what he can do. And then we'll watch their final drive and just, I didn't really get it. So here we go. Let's cue this up. 4:24 left in the 3rd quarter. And we'll watch the Browns now. Because I've been seeing a lot of Baker Mayfield slander. And I don't think it's deserved. So here we go. This is for you, Baker. So hopefully Baker's watching, get his confidence up a little bit. So here it is. First play, starting on their own 25-yard line, trying to do something with it. Nothing open, just throws it away. Living for another down. He doesn't commit to turnovers. He did have one turnover this game, but we kind of explained it away. Alrighty, Baker Mayfield hands it off. And it picks up about 7 yards, making it 3rd and 4. 6 yards. Here we go. Baker Mayfield. Let's see him try to pick up this 3rd and 4. Tight throw there. Once again, it's a little bit shorter than the first down. So not the greatest, but it brings up 4th and 1, 4th and short. So now you got options to kind of go for it. So don't love the pass that Baker Mayfield went for here, but the accuracy on this one, look at this defender. He is all over this receiver, the tight end. And Baker Mayfield puts it absolutely right on the money because Tyrann Mathieu could have had another pick here because of how well of a defender Tyrann Mathieu is. But the way that Baker Mayfield threw this ball and the ball placement, the accuracy of this ball makes it so it's not a chance of getting picked. I mean, that's real good. Don't like the decision throwing it there. Maybe that was the only thing open. We're not going to take it in the coach's film. It's the Browns. They're not playing next week, so we don't really need to go that in depth into this. All right, so here we go. 4th and 1. Let's see what they do here. Fourth and 1, they hand it off, and they got great running backs, so obviously, yes, trust them a little bit. And it's kind of interesting that they didn't even trust Baker Mayfield with a quarterback sneak, because we've seen Baker Mayfield fumble twice this season on QB sneaks. Not good at all. That's not trustworthy. So they pick up the first down there on 4th and 1. Come back to Baker Mayfield with the play action. Once again, just kind of throws it away. Tight coverage here by the Chiefs. Nothing too wide open for Baker Mayfield. Comes back once again, just a nice little crossing route by Jarvis Landry. Baker Mayfield picks it up, continuing the drive. 3rd and 4 now. Baker Mayfield once again back to pass. And once again, another great pass here. The accuracy, I think it picks up about 10, 15 yards maybe. Let's see if they show a replay. Looks like they did. So here it is. Oh, we'll get a great angle here. Just watch the accuracy that Baker Mayfield is throwing the ball with. It's just a nice little route over the middle, and it's right on the money. It's right on the money. So fantastic. On stride, allows the yards after the catch. Great pass there by Baker Mayfield. Alrighty, 1st and 10, they're back to the ground game because, you have to keep running the game. Those are two great running backs, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. It's a main reason why the Browns are having success here. And you're only down 12 points with an entire quarter to go, so you don't really need to rush anything. They try to run it to the right this time, really only picked up 1 yard. They're daring Baker Mayfield to throw, and, when you dare him to throw, he makes some good decisions sometimes. Not all the times, but definitely this season he's been a lot better than what he's been, and that's what we want to see, getting better every single year. That's what you want to see. So 3rd and 3, once again going to your tight end, your main weapon, and the ball's a little bit high here, but it still got there and it still picked up enough for the first down. So once again, living for another set of downs. That was 3rd down. They pick it up. Perfect. Back to the running game, Kareem Hunt for 9 big ol' yards. Alrighty, then we get 1st and 10. Now Baker Mayfield in the red zone. Huge zone here. We saw Lamar Jackson throw a pick. Don't want to see Baker Mayfield turn the ball over here. They're back to the run. 2nd and 6. Alrighty, here we go. Hopefully we get a Baker Mayfield passing touchdown. I don't really remember how this drive ends, but here it is. Baker Mayfield, and ooh, all right. There's a lot going on in this play. Tyrann Mathieu almost had a pick here. Baker Mayfield is throwing just a comeback route. He's just having anticipation that the receiver is going to turn around. Absolutely beautifully thrown, exactly where it has to be. It's just Jarvis Landry couldn't corral the ball. A little bit low and underneath, so not the best accuracy, so let's take that back. It wasn't the best accuracy. It was decent accuracy, but, decent accuracy almost gets you picked off, and that almost happened there. So a little bit of fault on the quarterback, a little fault on the receiver. Luckily for both of them, it falls incomplete. Alrighty, 3rd and 6. There it is. Nice throw to Jarvis Landry. Only picks up about 4 yards, though, so they are going to have to go for it on 4th and 2. And I don't want to put a lot of blame on, this dink and dunk that Baker Mayfield is throwing, because that's kind of what Kevin Stefanski is scheming open. There is no real deep shot. It's a lot of dink and dunk. It's a lot of quick, just runs out of the backfield, kind of simple. So another big red flag is maybe Kevin Stefanski is not as good of a play caller as what we're being told that he is. I mean, the Baker Mayfield had no problem against that Steelers defense catching the ball, and let's pause that side thought for a second, because this is an absolutely beauty of a ball. 4th and 2, Baker Mayfield getting pressured, just goes over the middle, and you cannot throw this ball any more perfectly. It's so out in front that the receiver has a tough time catching it, but it had to be there because of how tight the defender was on the wide receiver. So give it up. A beautiful ball thrown by Baker Mayfield in an even better, or I don't want to say a better catch, a great catch, because the ball, it had to be in that position. If it's a little more inside, it's broken up. If it's even a tad more outside, it's incomplete. It's outstretched of the hands. But Baker Mayfield puts it in the sweet zone on 4th down, 4th and 2 in the red zone. Huge play there. Loved it. But back to the side thought of maybe Kevin Stefanski's not a great play caller. We saw the Browns put up a lot of points, and granted it was a lot of defense, doing it last week against the Steelers, but we see a lot of dink and dunk here. Trust Baker Mayfield, trust your weapons, and I don't think Kevin Stefanski did it very well here this game. So not the greatest. Back to the pass to Austin Hooper, magnificent. We saw it in slow motion. I mean, folks, that's exactly where the ball had to be placed. Beautiful. Alrighty, they ran it on 1st and goal. Now they're back to 2nd and goal, and Baker Mayfield tries to hit a nice little one-on-one matchup. It's good throw. It's a good throw, but the receiver didn't look like he got his head around in time. No chance at a pick on this ball either, which is another pretty good green flag. Alrighty, 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do. Who do they trust the most here? Well, they trust Kareem Hunt, and I would too. I would definitely too. So, very nice drive here. Some clutch throws by Baker Mayfield. Just taking what Kevin Stefanski gave him in the plays, taking what the defense gave him on the dink and dunk, just kind of some shallow crosses. So, nothing too big, too major. But still pretty clutch when he needed it to be. So, I'll give the man credit. Alrighty, what are we going to do? Are we going to watch? Yeah, let's watch this last drive. It's only 7 plays, 12 yards, so we can quickly go through it. So, after that touchdown, the Browns make it 22-17. They pick off Chad Henne. Now this is your time. 5-point game, 8 minutes left. Go and win it, baby. Go win the game. But let's see kind of some questionable play calling, maybe. Let's see the plays, what Baker Mayfield's doing. Let's break it all down. Let's see what happened. Alrighty, so 8 minutes left here. Here we go. Starting on their own 20-yard line, nothing big. Baker Mayfield drops back to pass on 1st down, just swinging it out to Nick Chubb. Picks up about 5 yards. 4 yards officially. Back to the running game again. Gets nothing. Not the greatest. So now we're looking at 3rd and 6. Let's see what they call. Baker Mayfield just dumps it off. And once again, it's like 5 yards short of the 1st down. It's just like, I'm not going to place all of it on Baker Mayfield because this play calling, it's so much underneath and quickly getting the ball out of your hands. And I get it, but this isn't the time to do it on 3rd and 6. They're lucky. Who is this? Rashad Higgins. He's lucky that he was able to get, 4 yards out of it because, of a broken tackle. And he doesn't even pick up the 1st down. Now we're looking at 4th and 1. Let's see what they do here. They handed it off last time. Baker Mayfield, QB sneak, and he doesn't fumble the ball. Absolutely huge there. So picks up another fresh set of downs. Let's see what they do. They take a timeout. Let's see what the play they call after a timeout. It's just a run that gets -2 yards. I think we have to start, looking at Kevin Stefanski because I really do not like the play calling down here. I like the play calling last week when Baker Mayfield was slinging the ball down the field. I loved it. He was hitting. He can hit. The man is accurate. Does he make some mistakes? Yeah, sometimes, but he's really cleaned it up from the last 2 seasons to this season. So, got to start trusting your quarterbacks a little bit more. Now we get 2nd and 11. Let's see what we get here. Once again, a set-up screen, and the defense plays it beautifully. So a lot of trick plays, a lot of dink and dunk, a lot of short crosses. You're not extending the defense. Your run game is the best part of this game. And to open up the run game, you got to extend the defense so the box is not stacked. What are we talking? Kevin Stefanski, call me. I can help you out a little bit on the play calling. 3rd and 11. Let's see what they do here. There's only 4 minutes left, and they got one timeout. So this has got to be 2 plays to pick up 11 yards. That's how I would play it. And once again, it's just dinking it off to Kareem Hunt. We have to, the pressure's getting there. We got to take this one in the coach's film because is he just not trusting his downfield receivers? Is he not trusting it? Because you can't be dumping it off here. I get that you want to get your best receivers out in space quickly, but you got to try to extend the ball down the field at some point. The pressure gets to them. There's nothing open. All these routes are taking too much time to develop, and he has to get rid of the ball. And it only picks up like a yard at best, 2 yards. Unfortunate. And then they punt it on 4th and 9. They've been going for it on 4th down so many times. You're not going to have another chance at this ball. So I don't understand the aggressiveness of Kevin Stefanski, but then choosing to punt at this time. So let's say you go for it here. Let's set up the scene here again. Because, so they're going to punt it from their own 32-yard line. It's 17-22 with 4 minutes left. If you punt the ball, you may not get it back because you only have one timeout. So if they pick up first down after first down, like 2 first downs, the game is pretty much over. 3 first downs, we should say. The game's pretty much over, and it's hard to stop this Chiefs team. You're letting them get all the way down to the red zone. Now you're bending and not breaking at the red zone by forcing field goals, which is good, but you're letting them get into field goal territory. So 4th and 9, I take the shot here. You don't pick it up. You can still allow a field goal and still a one-possession game. And with 4 minutes left on your own 31-yard line, the Chiefs have no way to run out the clock and bleed the clock. They'll run out of field before they bleed out the clock. So I think you still got to be aggressive here. I don't understand all the other aggressiveness and not this one. It's just a bad play calling, especially if you wanted to pick it up on 2 downs on 3rd and 11. Do something that picked up 5-6 yards, and now you got a more manageable 4th down. But the Kevin Stefanski play calling here was not great, and I didn't like it. And Baker Mayfield, I don't know if it was him just not airing it out downfield. The one that we just watched, it was literally nothing open. So got to scheme some better plays. And that's what Kevin Stefanski didn't do. So I'm a little disappointed in Kevin Stefanski. And we are going to have to kind of look at him next season because I think Baker Mayfield played fine in the playoffs. I liked it. He played game manager. Yes, the one interception in this game, is definitely unacceptable. I understand it. But the defense bailed him out by not giving up any points. So I guess we can kind of sweep it under the rug. And then he came back with a touchdown to kind of cancel it out. So that's what we have from the Browns. Not in love with the play calling. I think the Browns really should have won the game. They had every single opportunity, and I think the play calling got into the way a little bit. Alrighty, let's end the show here. We're going to just watch one Tom Brady touchdown drive. We're not going to show the Drew Brees interceptions. We don't got time for that. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. But let's watch this Bucs team. We'll watch Tom Brady's arm because we've just compared Josh Allen to Patrick Mahomes for their meeting this week. We just looked at, we already looked at Aaron Rodgers looking real good. So now let's watch Tom Brady. We'll try to compare Tom Brady to Aaron Rodgers, which one we're liking better. So the best drive that we could really find here, just, pure drive, not, what happened, what the plays were of those drives, just the best total drive that the Bucs had all game was pretty much. Is it this? Yeah, it's a field goal drive. Truly, it's a field goal drive. 11 plays, 71 yards. I think that's the longest drive that they had all game. Every other drive was a little bit shorter, or they had easier field position because of Drew Brees' turnovers. So this was basically the last good drive, the only good drive here, going basically the entire length of the field. We'll see what Tom Brady can do. Tom Brady, anybody can work in short fieldish situations. When you got prime real estate, you only have to go 30, 35 yards. Really, anybody can do that. That's why, a lot of bad quarterbacks have good success when they play with short fields. So I want to see something else from Tom Brady here, so that's why we're focusing on this field goal drive in the third quarter, starting with 44 seconds left, going 11 plays, 71 yards. Alrighty, so let's go to the game and cue up the play. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. Also, this is another good drive because it's tied 20-20 at the time. Tom Brady coming off of a touchdown off of a short field. So that's why we're not looking at that drive. But this is also still a good drive here, just because it's a tie game, and now they go and extend it by 3 and officially take the lead. So here it is, Tom Brady starting at his own 21-yard line, 2020 game. Let's see what happens. They run the ball on first down, picks up very, very well done. So is this going to be kind of comparable to what we just saw with the Packers? A lot of running really eating up the defense. And, Aaron Rodgers just playing game manager. Maybe that's what Tom Brady's doing here. We know he's definitely playing game manager because the defense is absolutely basically won him the game. Shorter fields, as we said, easy for Tom Brady, especially with all the weapons he's got. I mean, his weapons are red zone targets. Cameron Brate, Rob Gronkowski, Mike Evans. All great to use in the red zone. So here we go, 2nd and 4. Once again, just handing it off. Picks up about 3 yards, making it 3rd and 1. Let's see who they trust here to pick up the first down. I would probably run it here. They run it here. They pick it up, and a lot more. Leonard Fournette, I believe. Off to the races. I think he gets down to the 20-yard line, but there is a flag. Let's see what they call. Oh, holding on the Bucs. It comes back. So now we get 3rd and 11. Now we get Tom Brady pretty much going to have to pick this one up himself. This is going to be good to see. This is going to be huge. We'll be able to see a lot here. So here we go. 3rd and 11. Tom Brady. Nice comeback route. Yes, sir. Going to Johnson. Absolutely fantastic here. I mean, this is what Tom Brady has. The timing with his receivers is impeccable. Huge there. As soon as he turns around, the ball's there. The ball's out before Johnson is on the comeback route. I mean, we'll see it here. Literally sees it, cuts it off real quick, comeback route. I mean, this is fantastic. And Tom Brady still has perfect velocity on this ball for 10 yards down the field. That was absolutely, I mean, that may have been one of the best throws we've seen all day of the film studies of all we just watched. That was real great there. So Tom Brady still has some nice zip and some velocity on the ball, so that's good to see. 4th quarter at the end of the game, a little more tired than the arm strength, and it's still there. Good sign there. They go back to the running game. Doesn't really pick up anything. 3rd and 5. Oh, what did we I think we skipped over the first down play after the first down. Alrighty, so after the Johnson pickup of the beautiful Tom Brady throw, let's see what we get here on first down. They just run the ball here. I missed first down again. What is going on? All right, so it's a run play on first down after the first down pickup. Then they go back to it on 2nd and 6 with another run play that gets nothing. And now we get 3rd and 5. Do we get another Tom Brady pickup on 3rd down? We do. Drops back to pass. Goes deep. Oh, bingo, bango. And it looks like they may even get a penalty on it. So Scotty Miller, and this ball, it's not perfectly thrown. It is a little underthrown here. We see Scotty Miller just gets into the zone here. You get safety over the top. It's just a tad underthrown. It is still a tight throw to make because, of this small pocket. So we still give the man credit for fitting the ball in here in a short span. But we see if this ball is just even like an inch even more underthrown, this is going to get tipped. You can see the hand coming in. We'll slow it down. You see Scotty Miller running full speed. Has to come to a complete stop here. And then that's when the defender can kind of make a play on the ball. Just missed it with his hand. We'll see a better angle here. Just missed it. So we still give Tom Brady a little bit of credit. Just a tad underthrown. Just a tad. But maybe it had to be underthrown for the completion in that situation. I'm not going to question the GOAT. Let's go back and count the yards on this throw, keeping tabs on Tom Brady's arm. He's 42, 43. We still got to watch this man ball. All right, so here we go. Let's count the yards on this ball. Looks like he's going to drop back at the 30, and then he releases this one all the way down to about the 35-yard line. So 20 plus 15, about a 35-yard ball in the air, and it's starting to be underthrown at that point. That's really not even underthrown. When we watch it from this angle, I mean, it's just a tight coverage window of where this ball has to be placed. Maybe if it's more out, because it's only underthrown because the defender can make a play on this ball, the safety over the top. So if he's throwing this ball out more towards the sideline, Scotty Miller is going to have all day to keep running. So we are going to call it underthrown. We are going to say it's underthrown. Alrighty. Now that we got that figured out, underthrown ball by Tom Brady. We are standing by it. So here we go. 31-yard line in the red zone. Tom Brady in the red zone. Something else, or close to getting into the red zone. That's definitely something that we are going to have to see. First and 10 here. And it's back to the running game. Okay. So Packers Bucks. I mean, we're going to get a nice running game. I mean, Leonard Fournette's doing fantastic. Aaron Jones was doing absolutely fantastic. And just these quarterbacks have to be game managers because of how well this running game, and it's Ronald Jones, not Leonard Fournette, just of how well these running backs are. Very well done. Picks up about 11 yards on that run. So now Tom Brady in the red zone, but we're not getting any Tom Brady passes. They run it on first down again. Alrighty, so why does this drive stall? We know it ends in a field goal. Tom Brady in the red zone can't get it done. When have we heard that? We haven't really heard that. So Tom Brady going deep to Gronk. And Gronk is slow as heck. God damn, man, get a little quicker. This is a beautifully thrown ball. Gronkowski trying to catch it on the sideline of the back of the end zone. I mean, that's beautifully thrown. I mean, there's no chance of a deflection, a pick. It's just Gronk being slow, can't get out there quick enough, and couldn't hang on. That's a tough catch to make, but if he was a little quicker to get out there a little bit more, that's still a great throw by Tom Brady. So we don't have to worry about Tom Brady. All right, so now we get 3rd and 9. This one. Yeah, all right. This one could have been picked. Tom Brady could have been picked here in the red zone. This is just a comeback route trying to get it all the way to the right side of the end zone, and the defender makes an absolutely perfect play on this ball. So almost picked, not great. It was going to be short of the first down by like 4 yards, even if it was complete. Another not great sign. I mean, if we're going to pick up the first down, you got to throw it to the sticks. So not great here. Seemed like a pretty predetermined route by Tom Brady that he was going to throw it here regardless. So a little bit of a bad decision making, but the arm overall is not horrible. It's not great. I think it's the worst arm that we've seen today. Josh Allen was looking better. Aaron Rodgers was looking better, and Patrick Mahomes, I mean, come on. Do we need to say that? Looking better. So a little concerning on Tom's arm. Not the biggest anymore, but he can still make all the throws still. Alrighty, that is what we've got today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow when we guess and react to the 2 games of the lines tomorrow, the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship. We'll also be breaking down all the NBA games, a lot of games on tonight, so we do that tomorrow as well on the show. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and we're back tomorrow, noon Eastern, twitch.tv/takesbyfans, y'all. Alrighty.